Good afternoon, and we welcome you to Dekalb Middle School for middle school softball on DC Blitz, presented today by Dekalb County Insurance. Tom Duggan alongside Kelly Pyburn getting set as Dekalb Middle School. The Lady Saints take on the Lady Bulldogs of Prescott. It's got to feel weird for you to be on the opposite side of the Lady Bulldogs, Kelly, in this softball game today. And I had a chance to come out and watch the Lady Saints on Monday as they took on Warren County in a non-conference game. And the interesting call, and still looking to see pitching-wise who's going to be out. It's going to be Kennedy Odom. Now, Odom sustained a finger injury on her non-throwing hand in a base-running incident last week. Kind of jammed up her finger from what I understood. And she missed a couple of games, came back and pitched in the game last night. But talking to the coaches earlier today, one thing that was a concern where she had not pitched in about a week, Kelly, she kind of was losing her steam as the game went along, and kind of hoping that maybe she's back a little bit more in the groove tonight as she takes to the pitching circle.
It's amazing. People don't understand how much you have to use your legs in pitching. A lot of it is it's not just arm, it's legs, and you have to be in really good shape. I know a few years ago watching a College World Series, one of the pitchers, now they kind of have pitching staffs, but back in the day it was a pitcher, and she was talking about she had upped to running 3 or 4 miles and had really gotten into cardio because she said, I need to be able to endure being able to pitch 2 or 3 days in a row.
Right.
And with them playing, I think this is their 3rd game this week.
It is.
You have to have a lot of, you got to have a lot in your legs, and you got to be able to endure. I'm not sure who pitched, if she's pitched all 3 this week.
No, she is not. Paisley Taylor was actually, in fact, Coach McGregor was telling me that it was going to be a game-time decision who would actually pitch and who would be at third base today, because she wanted to see how both players looked. And so as umpire is over checking out something to do with our setup, don't know what.
He probably doesn't want us to
We got the worst seats.
Oh, okay. He was saying we had the worst seats. I'm like, I think we got pretty good seats here. I'll take it. We're getting set to get started just a couple of minutes early here, and it's going to be a called strike to Cameron Olvera. The center fielder is going to lead off for Prescott. Lily Kate New, the catcher, will bat second. Cameron Shanks, the right fielder, batting third. Batting cleanup will be the shortstop, Channing Swallows. We'll get to the rest of the lineup momentarily. That's going to be swatted back toward the pitcher. Ground ball should be an easy 1-3 put out. Throw over to Hannah Tobit. And a ground ball will sit down the leadoff hitter. Batting fifth will be the pitcher, Ariana Myers. Batting sixth will be the second baseman, Briley Dutton. Batting seventh will be the first baseman, Kinley Beatty. The designated player, Aaliyah Crouch, will bat in the number 8 spot. Macy Ramsey, the third baseman, bats ninth. We'll go around the diamond with the Dekalb Middle Lady Saints coming up here in just a moment. Our producer Daniel Leslie helping me push some buttons here. Is not used to have Daniel's usually got a game of his own. It's good to have him here for a few moments to start out today as a 1 out, and Lily Kate New will step into the batter's box. First pitch on the way, and this is going to be a flare foul. Will it stay in the field of play? It did, but just got too close to the fence for Tobit to have a play. And that'll set things up, no balls and 1 strike. The battery mate for Odom is Haley Moore. At first base, Hannah Tobit. Caroline Neal is over at second. Shortstop's Aubrey Fusen. And at third base for Dekalb Middle is Paisley Taylor. We'll get to the outfield momentarily as we'll await the no ball and 1 strike count here. Here comes the pitch from Odom. Chopper toward third. Throw over in time. 2 up and 2 away for the Prescott South Lady Bulldogs. Sorry, I'm figuring out the buttons here again, and trying to do 2 things at once is not my specialty. Lakeland Nelson is out in left field for Dekalb Middle. The center fielder is Zoe Ashburn, and in right field is Cora Cox. We'll put Daniel to work while he's here before he has to leave, and we'll have 2 outs on the board to start things off. Couple of routine grounders, Kelly, to get things started here for DMS.
She's doing a really good job of staying ahead in her counts. She's falling behind on this first pitch, just as I say that. But they're putting the ball in play, and they're doing a really good job of getting outs quickly and not wasting a whole lot of pitches.
Dekalb Middle's been playing their best ball of the season to date in the last few games. As another grounder back to the pitcher. The 1-3 ground ball will sit down the order 1-2-3. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. We'll come back with the DMS lineup. You are watching Dekalb Middle School Softball on the Blitz Sports Network, presented by Dekalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise. But Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Hey, Sam!
Who said that? Cheryl? What are you doing up there?
My bank always leaves me up in the air. I'm still waiting for an answer. Oh, darn birds.
Well, switch to First Bank. They have fast local decision makers and the latest banking products in digital.
Whew, what a relief. I'll call First Bank. When I was up there, I saw a branch near me.
First Bank never leaves you hanging. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
Back at DeKalb Middle Schools, the Lady Saints get set to bat in the bottom half of the first inning. Zoe Ashburn, the center fielder, will lead things off. Kennedy Odom, the pitcher, will bat second. The DP, Presley Harrington, will bat in the number 3 spot. The cleanup hitters, the third baseman, Paisley Taylor. Batting fifth is the shortstop, Aubrey Fusen. Batting sixth, the catcher, Haley Moore. Bottom third of the order looks like Cora Cox in the 7th spot, the right fielder. Caroline Neal, the number 8 hitter at second base, and Hannah Tobit will bat in the number 9 spot. Ariana Myers is the pitcher. We'll get to the battery and around the infield in just a moment. As a called strike there, we'll open things up. No balls and 1 strike. Lily Kate New is her battery mate behind the plate. Kenley Beatty at first, Briley Dutton at second. Shortstop is Channing Swallows. Macy Ramsey over at third base, getting set for the 0-1 pitch. Set, delivery on the way, high in the zone, but foul back, and that'll leave the count at no balls and 2 strikes. As far as the rest of the outfield looks, it is Talon Beatty in left field for Prescott South. Center field is Cameron Olvera, and the right fielder is Cameron Shanks. And set, no balls and 2 strikes the count. This one fouled back, and we'll leave it stuck here at 0-2. 1-2-3 inning for Odom and the Lady Saints in the field, and really worked it quite quickly, quite efficiently, did Odom and the Lady Saints. Kelly?
Yeah, she didn't go through a lot of pitches, so that should help her out with her legs and her arms as far as what she's overcoming with her fingers. So should have a good day.
That one up high in the zone. It's going to be a pop-up headed over towards short. Should be routine and is as Swallows makes the grab. 1 up, 1 down for DeKalb Middle here in the bottom half of the first inning. That's going to bring Odom, the pitcher, up. And again, Odom kind of getting back into the swing of things after being out a few games, nursing that sore finger. Let's see if it's going to have any effect as she steps into the batter's box. Lady Saints last night had a big lead as that one up and away for ball 1. Big lead over at Sparta, led 10-4 at one time, and White County was able to get 7 runs in the bottom of the last 2 innings, 4 in the 4th inning, 3 in the 3rd, and they rallied to win that game 11-10 as that pitch outside, and it'll be 2 balls and no strikes. Prior to Monday's loss to Warren County, the Lady Saints had won 5 in a row and 5 of their last 6. But, Kelly, they still feel like they're playing their best ball. They're hitting the ball well and just kind of finding their stride as we come down the last couple of weeks of the regular season here.
I had Sparta early. I had to umpire a game earlier in the season. And Sparta has a really good pitcher, really good pitcher-catcher combo. They worked really well together, and their coach we were playing baseball, watched them play against Livingston, and they seem to have a really good team. So DeKalb wasn't giving much up. They just have a really good team. So
right.
The fact that we had a lead and ended up surrendering it was not was a good thing, but not a bad thing that we ended up losing. They do have a good team, and that's good for when they head into the tournament that they can get in there and compete with them. They just need to have the confidence to finish the game.
That 3-1 pitch was up and away, and base on balls, and now a little flare going right back up the middle. Shortstop has a chance to turn 2. Did they get the runner at first? They did. How about that? Unassisted double play. Well, I guess assisted with the throw to first.
Yeah.
But regardless, a nice double play will get Prescott out of the inning. So the Lady Saints come up empty-handed. We are through 1 with no score between Prescott and DeKalb Middle as you watch DeKalb Middle softball on the Blitz Sports Network, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Just like the excitement of the big game, life is filled with unforgettable moments. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that when the final moment comes, you want to honor those moments with dignity and care. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding solace in a time of grief, our compassionate staff is here to provide the support you need. Trust Love Cantrell Funeral Home to guide you through with respect and professionalism. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
It will be batters 4, 5, and 6 due up for Prescott. It's a cleanup hitter. Channing Swallows will lead off. Ariana Myers will bat second. Briley Dutton will bat in the sixth spot, the third batter of the inning. We were talking about the DeKalb West baseball game while we were at break yesterday. A tough loss at home to Avery Trace. 7-3. Kelly was there for that one, and tough day for the Bulldogs, of course, as they were down 7-0. I know till the bottom of the fifth inning. And your take on that game, Kelly, is a huge conference game against the Red Raiders.
Well, just like that play that we just saw DeKalb get into, same thing happened to the boys.
Mm-hmm.
We hit into double plays about 3 times, and that'll just kill an inning. I mean, we had runners.
Yep.
You had runners on first and second with 1 out, and you hit into a double play, and it just kills you. So it was a hard loss, but
Yep.
like I said, sometimes you just gotta bounce back from those and refocus and keep playing.
Keep moving forward. Called strike in there is going to even the count up. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Swallow. Swing and a miss. She swung right through that. And Odom goes out front here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. West will have a chance for some little redemption on Thursday as they'll travel over to Putnam County to play Avery Trace in the second game of the 2 for this week between those 2 schools. And I'm sure they'll be fired up and ready to go.
I hope so. I hope they are.
Ground ball headed toward the left side, and that's going to be a foul, keeping the count and a ball and 2 strikes. Of course, 8th grade night, you got all the festivities, and I know that shouldn't be a distraction, but sometimes I think that can kind of get your mind off of it. And you got a lot of 8th graders who play pivotal parts, and I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, from what I understood, they were a little flat out of the gates. That's 5 all headed toward left. And a catch is going to be made. Nice grab out there by Trammell. 1 up, 1 away on the fly ball. That will sit down Swallows. But when you've got all that stuff, coaches hate that kind of thing. And I kind of felt like, based on the fact they came out flat, it might have had something to do with it.
The other team came out. Gave up several walks in the first inning. They scored 2 runs, and then we just never did get any momentum going. And then when we did have a chance to get some momentum, we would run into a double play. And so, kids play on momentum. Professionals can play and overcome things, but kids play with a lot of emotion and
Sure.
momentum. And girls are even more so about that. These girls will play with a lot of emotion. You let something happen, something crazy happen, something emotional happen, and these girls can turn, something crazy into something spectacular.
Exactly. 1-1 is that one called foul, dribbled down into there. We're trying to be a little quieter today. I know I'm naturally loud anyway, but
me too. I work in the gym.
we're like 10 feet from the umpire, so we're using our inside voices today. Is that pitch right down the pipe? Good pitch for a called strike 2. And Odom out front here, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ariana Myers. Briley Dutton waiting in the on-deck circle. Want to point out, Prescott beat DeKalb Middle earlier this season, 11-2, in the game that was played over at Prescott. That was all the way back on March 11th, and that's a shot. That's out. That's gone. Yep, solo home run. And so maybe I should have brought up the last game just as soon as that comes out. Then a nice shot going just about direct center field out there. And so Myers has got a solo home run, and it's a 1-0 lead for Prescott here as we play in the top half of the second inning. Just got a fat pitch there, Kelly, and she's got some power.
Yeah, I probably should have had that one either. It caught too much of the plate. It should have either been should have should have been more outside. I'm not sure what they were calling. I'm not sure what she was throwing. We're not sitting exactly behind, so I can't
Right.
see. I'm looking at a nice view of the umpire's backside, so I can't see spins very well. But it looked like it caught right down the middle of the plate. It either didn't curve out or it didn't. It curved too much into the. It didn't stay inside.
That one going right back to the pitcher. Odom should have no trouble. And again, third time today we've seen the 1-3 ground out to retire a batter, and this time it's Briley Dutton, and so 2 away with a run on the board here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring up Kenley Beatty. And we were talking about that game back on March 11th. That almost feels like an eternity ago when you look, and I know it's only April 16th, but this Lady Saints team has really turned a corner since that point. Slapped off the end of the bat, it's going to go foul. In fact, Monday, lost to Warren County 6-1, and the game really was tight for the first couple of innings, and that's a team that lost to 12-0 earlier in the season. And again, I emphasize that this team has been playing much better ball of late, and it's really shown in these matchups, these rematches that we're seeing this week, as another ball is going to be knocked foul and out of play, and we'll go to 0-2.
Well, and you also see that softball is a whole lot different than baseball in the fact that you don't have to play back to back. You pitching with softball, you can pitch as much as you want to. With baseball, they play back to back, so they can't save pitchers, and so that's why you see these big gaps. And when they're playing, and where baseball is going to play, we play on Tuesday and we turn around and play them on Thursday.
Yeah.
To keep from saving pitchers. These girls may play once, and you may not see each other for a month and play again. So you do see improvement, and that is an advantage, but you can see improvement with bats as well.
That was hit over kind of deep at short. As called strike one will be 0-1. And that picked up, but a good hustle down the line by Beatty there. As we get the district standings, White County's actually leading in the conference right now at 10-1. Stone second at 9-3, as that one's going to be fouled away for an 0-2 count. Upperman sitting in third at 7-5. Then is Prescott 6-3, DeKalb 5-4. That makes today's game really pivotal,
yes,
as DeKalb County can tie for that number 4 spot. Avery Trace at 3-7, All Good 3-8, and Cumberland County at 0-9. Thanks to Assistant Principal Josh Agee for that information. But you look right at the top, that White County team that you were talking about sitting right up there. But some big games. Is this one going to be grounded? Tobit's going to make the grab. She'll flip it over to the second baseman covering, and so a solo home run will get Prescott on the board, but they will strand one. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's the Lady Bulldogs 1, your Lady Saints nothing. This is DeKalb Middle School Softball on the Blitz Sports Network, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Bad Boy tractors are born from the legendary Bad Boy mowers from 20 to 35 horsepower. Subcompact to midsize, Bad Boy combines power, performance, comfort, and as always, builds strength to deliver the workhorse dependability you need to get the job done and done right. Homeowner, landscaper, or rancher, there's a Bad Boy tractor for you to work with an attitude. Find your Big Boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Set to go for the bottom half of the second inning. DeKalb Middle will bring up their 4, 5, 6 hitters. That's Paisley Taylor, Aubrey Fuse, and Haley Moore. Pair of 7th graders and an 8th grader, third base, shortstop, catcher. And they'll try to get that run back. Again, solo home run, top half of the first inning, but the Lady Saints got out with no more damage allowed. And we're sitting at 1-0. Here's we play in the bottom of the second. Taylor's been she's been kind of the number 2 pitcher, if you will, for these Lady Saints, and got the start on Monday as a swing and a miss. We'll get her behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Third base, as
You have to change the page.
got to change the page. Yeah, nobody wants to see us. They want to see the game. As he counted no balls and 1 strike, and Taylor will step back into the box. Pitch on the way, and it's going to go downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ariana Myers, the 8th grader, getting the start, as she's been the regular pitcher for this Prescott team throughout the season. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Again, this game, as we were talking about those standings, just very important with the DeKalb a game behind Prescott. DeKalb has beaten Upperman, and Upperman with 5 losses, a good win for them over Upperman a couple of weeks ago. 5-3. There's a pop up, and that's straight up. Should be playable.
And catcher couldn't find it.
Catcher couldn't find it in the sun, and it's going to drop actually into foul territory. And we'll try to get it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thought that might have stayed fair, but it did drift back. And, yeah, indeed, New had trouble with it in that late afternoon sun. It's
I don't think anybody ever told her where it was. Her pitcher didn't do a very good job of communicating where the ball was. She kind of looked. She looked at her pitcher, and
yeah,
and nobody was pointing straight up.
That's one of them. It could hit you in the head if you ain't careful.
Well, luckily she did not take her face mask off.
2-2. The count. That one downstairs on the pitch from Myers. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And DeKalb Middle School still got quite a few games left. They got a game again tomorrow. They turn right around and will host Stone Memorial in another conference game. Ground ball headed towards short. Taylor trying to hustle it out. One hops into the glove of the first baseman for a 6-3 ground ball, and 1 up, 1 away for DeKalb Middle here to open things up at the bottom of the 2nd inning. 4 games, 4 days. They've got testing going on this week. I mean, this is a challenging stretch here for the Lady Saints.
It really isn't, and people don't really kind of understand. The testing is kind of, it takes kids out of their routine of a normal school day.
Mm-hmm.
I know my son was extremely tired today, and I was like, "Have you only played 1 game this week?" He's like, "Yeah," but he's like just sitting there and having to do all the reading and
right.
And being quiet and all the things. It is kind of hard, and it's probably especially hard on these girls. I'm not sure how much. I know they were at home Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they traveled.
They traveled yesterday.
Yeah. So when they get to be home today, I'm not sure if they travel tomorrow.
They're home. They're all home again tomorrow.
At least they're getting to be at home. That's not as hard when you get to be at home. You don't have to add that travel factor in.
Right.
I know the baseball team had to travel to Stone yesterday, and that's just a long haul.
Yeah. It is.
Everywhere except for unless you're at Cumberland County.
Well, they're going to Macon tomorrow. And,
that's even.
And then Sequatchie on Friday. Talk about 2 places is off the end of the glove of Ramsey, and safe is going to be Haley Moore. And probably going to rule that an error, I would guess.
I would say so, yes.
It's like what should have pretty much been a routine ground ball, just some trouble off the glove of Ramsey. And Moore is going to be aboard with 1 out, or excuse me, 2 outs, I should say, in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And now we get to the bottom 3rd of the order with Cora Cox, who's going to take a look at ball 1 upstairs. Cox, 8th grade right fielder, with Caroline Neal waiting in the on-deck circle, trying to launch a 2-out rally here. Busy. It's been a busy week in DeKalb County sports, and thankfully the weather's been quite cooperative as that one fouled away. And the next couple of days, in fact, are supposed to be probably the best days of the week outside Monday. Monday was tremendously windy, though, as out here, that flag out in center field was just whipping the entire time.
It wasn't too great last night at the West School. It was pretty windy there. It was fairly cold too.
Yeah, been a little more chilly last couple of days, but not terrible. Out to right field. That is going to be grabbed out there, and that will do it. The fly ball to the number 9 spot will end the inning. DeKalb Middle, I should say, will strand 1 runner aboard. We played 2 complete, and a solo home run right now is the difference. Your score, it's Prescott South 1, the DeKalb Middle Lady Saints 0. This is DeKalb Middle School softball on the Blitz Sports Network, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Are you ready to elevate your commercial space? Look no further than Taylor's Construction. With years of expertise in the industry, Taylor's Construction specializes in all aspects of commercial construction. Whether you're planning a new office or any large-scale project, we've got you covered. Our team excels in drywall installation and metal stud framing, and we ensure precision and quality that meets your highest standards. Ready to start your next project? Don't wait. Call us today and experience the Taylor's Construction difference. Call 615-684-5068.
In a world of bank mergers and acquisitions driven by the bottom line, Wilson Bank and Trust remains focused on serving the community. We're local. We're independent. The people who make decisions and help you at the window are your neighbors and friends. As your local, independent bank, Wilson Bank and Trust takes a personal approach to business by providing customized banking needs while staying committed to serving our communities across Middle Tennessee. Let our team of local banking professionals show you the hometown difference. Wilson Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
1 run, 2 hits, no errors thus far. Actually, 1 error for Prescott thus far. DeKalb Middle with No runs, no hits. They've had a base runner aboard, 2 base runners, one on a walk and one on an error. But right now it's Prescott with a 1-0 lead, and here's a sharp ground ball. It's going to be a single out into left field. So the number 9 hitter gets aboard with the 3rd hit off of Kennedy Odom, and that'll be a leadoff single on the first pitch and brings back the top of the order. And that's something you don't ever like to see is your number 9 hitter getting on board if you're the opposing pitcher.
Well, sometimes people use their number 9 as another leadoff.
True.
So
Yep.
we'll see if they use a bunt and run or.
As well, going to run, but no bunt necessary. As that wild pitch by Odom, way up high and into scoring position goes Ramsey now at second. And we may see Olvera, who might have been looking to bunt or slap or something, may change her strategy here, or the coach changing her strategy. Emma Seagrave, the head coach for Prescott. Sarah Jacobs-McGregor, the coach for DeKalb Middle, swinging a miss. Will set the count up even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Alyssa Leslie is the assistant for DeKalb Middle. Big game today here against the Lady Bulldogs of Prescott. 1-0 the score. Here's the pitch. Just missing off that outside corner, and that'll set it up 2 balls and 1 strike. Mentioned wind earlier. Not too bad today. A bit of a breeze blowing out of the west. But nothing like we had about some 25, 30-mile-an-hour gusts Monday as there's a shot off the end of the bat, and Odom is not going to be able to get to it in time. That's going to go down as an infield single there for Olvera. And now runners at first and third set up on the corners with nobody out, and the number 2 hitter, Lily Kate New, steps into the batter's box.
It was about like a swinging bunt, and she's got speed.
Indeed. As, again, that ball just looked like it hit off the top of the bat and didn't roll very far, but Odom had to chase it. And with her speed, as there's a shot, and that's going to bring in another run, as that's going to be out into left field. Trammell will pick it up. Sliding into third is going to be Olvera. Ramsey comes in to score, and New is going to be in at second with an RBI double. And all of a sudden, we get a 2-0 ball game here as they've strung together back-to-back-to-back hits, have the Prescott Lady Bulldogs. And so 5 total hits now. 2 runs on the board. Still nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. And now it's Cameron Shanks, the number 3 hitter, batting from the left side with ducks on the pond at second and third. Pitch outside, ball 1. And Odom, who got a 1-2-3 inning on just a handful of pitches in the first, gave up the solo shot in the second. Had another single, but ground out into the inning. This 3rd inning not off to a great start with 3 consecutive hits. Set, pitch on the way, swung on, and there's another base hit, this time out into right field. 1 run's going to come in to score. They're going to send the second runner. On her way in is New, and that's 2 more in, and so you get a 2-run single by Shanks, and all of a sudden, just like that, you're looking at a 4-0 lead for the Lady Bulldogs as they're starting to really do some damage here in the top half of this 3rd inning. So 2 more across. Back-to-back RBI hits here. And it's a 4-0 game. Odom and company still looking for that first out. Here's a fly ball. It's going into foul territory, and trying to make the run over was the shortstop Fusen, but just couldn't get there quite in time to make a play on it. And it'll go down as a strike. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 here to the cleanup hitter in the order. Flew out in their first at-bat. 4 straight hits, though, Kelly, to open this 3rd inning.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know if I'm not sure if Kennedy has a changeup. They need to change some speed or change eye level, something to mess with these batters. They seem to be really on with her timing right now.
And that looked like a kind of a changeup pitch there as it floated up, and a nice changeup. As a matter of fact, gets the called strike, and that'll set the count up. No balls and 2 strikes here. A strikeout would be definitely a big deal if she could get one here and get that first out on the board. A double play would be even better. Pitch on the way, and that's going to fly out to left. That's in foul territory, but look at that. Trammell's going to get out there and make the grab. And so the runner tags at first. Moving on into scoring position is going to be Shanks. So Shanks in at second. The first out is recorded, and now Myers, who hit a home run back last inning, is going to step up with a runner in scoring position and 1 out on the board. Myers and Dutton will move to the on-deck circle with the score 4-0. Big third inning so far here for Prescott. Ready to go. Kennedy Odom, pitch. And again, kind of a change of speed pitch there is going to get the batter frozen up there, and the count opens up, no balls and 1 strike here to Myers. Myers had a good piece of hitting. Shot again just to the right of center field. And here's another hard hit right back up the middle. That's a base hit. Here comes a runner rounding third. Coming on in the score is going to be Shanks. It's an RBI single there by Myers. Myers on a 2-for-2 day with a pair of RBI. And now it's a 5-0 lead here for the Lady Bulldogs. 7th hit with 5 of those coming here in the top half of this third inning. Briley Dutton now steps up 0-for-1 with a ground out. As that ball to the inside will open things up. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, you'd love, if you're DeKalb Middle, to see that maybe a grounder headed toward Fuson at short, get that double play opportunity there to get out of this inning without any more damage allowed. Right now trailing 5-0. Pitch, here's a hard hit toward third. Gobbled up there by Taylor. She'll throw to first and now get the second out on the ground ball. 5-3 put out there. Will sit down Dutton as Myers will move into scoring position at second.
Yeah, that was a great play for Taylor to quick. I don't think they second place was playing too far in the. She was playing over in the hole. She couldn't get to second base in time to go to second, so she had to go to first. It was a great play on Presley's part.
Smart move because you have to.
You have to get it out.
You got to get it out, and you don't have much time to think about it. Roller toward shortstop is going to be picked up Fuson over to first, and that'll do it as Prescott will strand 1 in scoring position. However, they put 4 on the board. We move to the bottom half of the third inning. The Lady Saints find themselves in a hole. It's 5-0 Lady Bulldogs. This is DeKalb Middle School softball on the Blitz Sports Network, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
In a world of bank mergers and acquisitions driven by the bottom line, Wilson Bank and Trust remains focused on serving the community. We're local. We're independent. The people who make decisions and help you at the window are your neighbors and friends. As your local, independent bank, Wilson Bank and Trust takes a personal approach to business by providing customized banking needs while staying committed to serving our communities across Middle Tennessee. Let our team of local banking professionals show you the hometown difference. Wilson Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
5-0, the Lady Bulldogs of Prescott opened things up with a 4-run inning in the top half of the third. And so DeKalb Middle's got some work to do here, Kelly, as they bring the 8-9-1 hitters. Neal and Tobit are going to bat for the first time. And then Zoe Ashburn, top of the order, back around later on this inning as well.
They need to get some energy going. Like I said, some of those emotions there. It's right back up to the middle, though.
How many times have we seen that today? Both sides. Finally, Prescott was able to break through, but that time just grounded right back to the pitcher. The 1-3 put out will sit down Caroline Neal, and that'll bring up Hannah Tobit batting in the number 9 spot today. Myers not allowed a hit. Again, she's walked 1 batter and 1 error. Put 1 aboard is a called strike there, and Tobit's going to find herself in a 0-1 hole with the top of the order waiting in the on-deck circle. Got to feel like these games are only 5 innings, remind you. So you're now looking at just 8 outs to work with here if you're DeKalb Middle. As Tobit's going to slap a slow roller again back to the pitcher. Going to have to hustle. She's not going to get there in time. And again, another 1-3 ground out. We'll sit down Tobit. And so DeKalb Middle's put the entire order through with no hits so far against Ariana Myers.
I like that they're being aggressive. It's just they're not getting. They're being aggressive and they're swinging at good pitches. They're not swinging at bad pitches. They're just not getting good, solid contact on the ball.
So that's going to be fouled back. We'll open the count up, no balls and 1 strike. And what contact they're getting, you're right, not getting a lot of solid contact. You can credit some of that to Myers and her pitching, but just hitting a lot of them right at people when they do put them in play.
Sometimes the ball has eyes and it goes right to people, and sometimes the ball has eyes and it goes right away from people.
Still want to put some googly eyes on the ball after you keep saying that. That's going to be a base hit to center as Zoe Ashburn is going to get a 2-out single. here in the bottom half of the third inning. Well, that'll break up the no-hitter anyway, is the first hit of the day for the Lady Saints. And can they start a two-out rally as Odom looks at ball one in the dirt. Odom drew a one-out walk in the bottom half of the first inning. She'll jump out front here, 1 ball, no strikes. Presley Harrington waits in the on-deck circle. Ready to go. Myers dealing to her pitching counterpart. It's going to come low and inside for ball 2, and it's 2-0 here to Odom. Runner at first, 2 down here in the bottom half of the third inning. Again, scheduled for 5. Pitch, and that ball upstairs, and 3 balls and no strikes. And credit Odom, she's picky now. She's not. She's going to work until she gets a pitch, and she's sitting with a 3-0 count here in her favor. Myers. That's ball 4, so 4 pitches will put Kennedy Odom on for the second time today by virtue of a walk. And now DeKalb Middle in a little bit of business here as they've got runners at first and second, bringing up the number 3 hitter, Presley Harrington. Harrington, your DP, just a 6th grader, and getting the chance to bat in that 3 spot. She'll wait on the first offering from Myers, and that's a little flare. It's going to drop foul. And again, something maybe if the catcher been aware where it was, might have had an opportunity to go after.
It's so different watching junior high from high school and even to college. Those plays are made in college softball. That's called, and even probably in high school. Junior high, the reaction time is just not there, it seems. Oh, great job, girls, paying attention, moving up.
Indeed, as that passed ball getting away from New there and rolled back a bit, giving both runners a chance to move into scoring position. Ashburn in at third, Odom in at second. DeKalb Middle with an opportunity here. Called strike, though, on that outside edge of the plate. It's going to set it up a ball and 2 strikes, 1-2 here to Harrington. Harrington with an RBI opportunity, but she's also facing 2 outs on the board with runners at second and third. Pitch. That's way upstairs, ball 2. 2-2 the count. Myers looking to try to draw her out of the zone, have her chase one, but Harrington wasn't having it. Paisley Taylor in the on-deck circle. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Pitch swung on, and a little dribbler.
Oh, he's called foul ball.
He's called it foul.
It's foul ball. It's foul ball.
Foul ball. Nobody's
listening.
Nobody's listening.
It's like my day at school. Nobody's listening.
Is that like your kindergartner PE class?
It's like every PE class. It went off her foot. The field umpire came out with that very quickly, and the home plate umpire went up with his hands before she ever left the box.
That may be a break for the Lady Saints.
Yep.
And, he took one off the head that time as that one got through the glove and honked him on the head. He says he's okay. And the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's why they call it a soft ball, right?
It is. There's nothing soft about it, let me tell you, when you've been hit by one.
No, there's not.
Way to foul it off. That's a protection. I mean, it wasn't a great pitch. It's too close to take. She has to foul that off. So that was a great job on Presley's part.
Presley's hanging in there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll get another payoff pitch. 2 aboard, 2 out, 2 in scoring position. Can she bring them home and get the goose egg off the board? Myers ready to deal another payoff. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And the first strikeout of the afternoon will strand to 2 in scoring position for the Lady Saints. We have played 3 complete. It is Prescott 5, your DeKalb Middle Lady Saints nothing. You're watching DeKalb Middle School Softball on the Blitz Sports Network, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
There's nothing like homegrown. Around here, nothing grows better than local businesses and families. It's because starting on common ground makes things just shoot up. Just look at those neighborhoods and business districts. Around here, it's always growing season.
At First Bank, we share your hometown and your love for our community. That means you get down-to-earth local lenders who get down to business faster. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Pitching change for DeKalb Middle as Paisley Taylor is going to take over for Kennedy Odom. Kennedy went 3 full innings, allowed the 5 runs, all earned on 7 hits, no strikeouts, no walks, and she just may not be 100% yet, Kelly. And I know, again, Coach McGregor, I talked to her before the game, with about 25 minutes before game time, was still taking a look to see who she wanted to start today. So she wasn't 100% sold that Paisley was 100%, I think, and ready to pitch this game today.
Well, and that's not always necessarily a factor, too. The team that you're facing could have faced a pitcher yesterday throwing the same speed, throwing the same spins. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing to show you're getting beat. So, at this point, throw something different at them. It's not a bad – you've played 3 games. You're on 3rd game this week. Try something different. You can always – and that's the great thing about softball. They can go back to Kennedy mid-inning. They can go back to her next inning. You can change pitchers as many times as you want in softball. You can go back and forth to the same pitcher. So it's a little bit different than baseball in that aspect. So not a bad move by the coach. I think it was a great move, especially they had Kennedy's timing down.
2-1 the count. Pitch, swing and a miss, and just noticing the batter here. She's literally standing on the edge of the batter's box here. That's Aaliyah Crouch batting from the number 8 spot, and she's going to step up a little bit. That last time she was just about outside the box, swing and a miss, and she's down on strikes. And that'll be 1 up, 1 away as the strikeout first of the game by DeKalb Middle School Lady St. pitcher today, and it's going to be Taylor with the strikeout.
Paisley throws a little bit effectively wild. I would call her
effectively wild. I like that.
I would call her pitching. She might hit you and she might not hit you,
right.
And so therefore, some batters don't want to get hit, and so they'll back out, and which is advantage to her because that gives her the whole plate to work with.
Yeah.
She threw a couple inside, and that girl backed out real quick.
Macy Ramsey's going to reach on a throwing error as Taylor zinged that over toward Tobit and pulled Tobit off the bag as there goes a pop-up, and I thought we were going to end up with that one, and we still might. I don't know how that roof is set up there.
I think it went over us. I think we're good.
No balls and 1 strike. I didn't bring my glove, and if I had, I probably couldn't catch it anyway.
I'll try to protect you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. 0-1 with a runner aboard due to the error, and it's going to go upstairs for ball 1. And we're set up 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner aboard here in the top of the 5th inning. And again, the Lady Saints, the outs are dwindling as they'll have 6 to work with in the bottom of the 4th and 5th to try to erase this 5-0 Lady Bulldog lead. Taylor again upstairs, and it's going to be ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. She got a little jerky motion there right before she pitched.
This is part of her windup, and she also her shoe is untied on her right foot, which I have noticed she's played the whole game with it untied. So I kind of think Preston used to do the same thing. It must be a Taylor thing.
Might be a Taylor thing, yeah. As the ball 3-1 to the outside. And, I
never played with David, of course, is a guy, but Karen never did that. But
pitch, and upstairs, ball 4. And that's going to put runners at first and second now, as the Lady Saints in a bit of a jam here again. And that was by the way, Alvera, who has reached twice today on a single and a walk now. And now Lily Kate New, who had an RBI double last time up. She's going to step up with an RBI opportunity again here with runners at first and second.
She's going to hit the pitcher,
and
or she's going to hit the batter, sorry.
Yep, as we'll get the first hit batter of the ball game. And there goes Lily Kate New down to first base. And now you're looking at bases loaded, which could be a blessing in disguise if you could get a double play.
Yeah.
Or it could be a disaster if
Yeah,
you get another big base hit, and Shanks had a 2-run single last time up. Shanks going to look at a pitch right in there for a called strike, and we'll open the count up, no balls and 1 strike. 5-0, but Prescott on the prefaces of possibly adding more damage here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch, slapped it, and it's going to dribble foul, and the count will go to no balls and 2 strikes. Seemed unsure on that swing there for a moment, Kelly.
Yeah, she was a little hesitant. She didn't know whether she wanted to swing or not, and kind of checked it up, but got 2 strikes on her, so we're a little bit ahead of count. So
up in the zone, little flare headed
into a
toward
fly.
shortstop, and that's easy peasy right there for the 2nd out. And 2 gone here for Channing Swallows, who's 0 for 2 today with a pair of flyouts. She will step up with the bases loaded. Paisley Taylor trying to get out of this inning without allowing any more damage done. Bases are loaded, however. Taylor steps in, ready to go to the right-hander. Pitch comes way inside. That's going to get past the catcher. 1 run's going to come in to score, and the other 2 runners both move into scoring position, and that's now going to make it a 6-0 game as the pitch low in the dirt there. Kelly just got away from the catcher Moore all the way to the backstop, and even though it's a short backstop, hustled down the line as there's going to be a called strike, and we'll go 1-1 here.
Prescott's got a lot of speed on the bases. They've done a really good job of running bases. Speed kills on bases, too.
Yes, it does, and they have used that to their advantage today. As that's going to be ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. A little groaning from the home fans.
Well, she's not on the plate. She's off the plate, and that was inside. I mean, she almost hit her, so.
2-1. Pitch. That one kind of off the handle of the bat. Scooped up by Fuson. Not in time. And it's going to be another run comes in to score here, and going to call out an RBI single for Swallows, and that's going to make it a 7-0 Prescott lead here, with runners now set up at 1st and 3rd. Still 2 outs on the board, and Ariana Myers is 2 for 2, a homer, a single, and 2 RBI. Check swing went for the called strike, and it's 0-1 to the number 5 hitter in the order.
Swallows has stolen second on that pitch, too. It's probably a.
And it's going to be a ball to the outside.
Had the steal on, probably was going to take anyways, so she could get her base runner over to second.
So the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners now in scoring position at 2nd and 3rd. Pitch. Here's another one going deep out toward right. She has homered twice today. Gone. 3 more on the board.
And
that is 10-0. Very close to where she hit it last time, Kelly.
And I don't know what I don't know if they play with run rules. It could be a run rule after if
yes.
they do not score in the bottom half of
the
this
inning.
And
okay, and the umpire.
Well, they're hunting a game ball because they want to keep that home run ball, but
right. And I think that's what he's looking for was a foul ball that went out.
I remember when I coached one year, I had a little girl that hit several home runs, and I said, "Look, you're going to buy some of these softballs because they're way too expensive for."
And it's going to be fouled over toward the dugout out of play. Tobit gave chase, but couldn't quite get there, and it'll put a count up, no balls and a strike. 10-0 as a 5-run 4th inning has been the key, and a 3-run homer by Ariana Myers, her 2nd dinger of the day. Pitch in for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the number 6 hitter. She's 0 for 2 today, looking for her first base hit. Right now, she's only one of only 2 Lady Bulldogs who have not had a base hit today. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. Base pads are empty. 2-1 pitch. That's a blooper right over to the third baseman, and that'll do it as the inning is over. But Prescott does enough damage as they put 5 more runs on the board. And as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning, DeKalb Middle's got a lot of ground to make up in a very short time to do so. It's Lady Bulldogs 10. It's your Lady Saints nothing. This is DeKalb Middle School softball right here on the Blitz Sports Network, and we are presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
In a world of bank mergers and acquisitions driven by the bottom line, Wilson Bank and Trust remains focused on serving the community. We're local. We're independent. The people who make decisions and help you at the window are your neighbors and friends. As your local, independent bank, Wilson Bank and Trust takes a personal approach to business by providing customized banking needs while staying committed to serving our communities across Middle Tennessee. Let our team of local banking professionals show you the hometown difference. Wilson Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Are you ready to elevate your commercial space? Look no further than Taylor's Construction. With years of expertise in the industry, Taylor's Construction specializes in all aspects of commercial construction. Whether you're planning a new office or any large-scale project, we've got you covered. Our team excels in drywall installation and metal stud framing, and we ensure precision and quality that meets your highest standards. Ready to start your next project? Don't wait. Call us today and experience the Taylor's Construction difference. Call 615-684-5068.
Kelly, I'm no great statistician, but if my scribblings are right here, all 5 of those runs were unearned, as that throwing error over at third base would have represented the second out, and then Shanks with the pop-up would have recorded the third out. But after that happened, you had the RBI single and the 3-run homer, and now you're looking at 10-0 on the scoreboard, and just a tough inning there for the Lady Saints.
Yeah, and really wasn't – Presley did a good job. Paisley did a good job pitching. You just got to have defense – back her up.
And if there is a run rule, we could see it go into effect if the Lady Saints don't score here. As a fly ball headed out to right field. That's trouble, and it's going to get down. And on the way to second is Paisley Taylor. She's going to slide in there safe. And that late day sun is tricky out there. And that's just what happened there is had a lot of trouble. Did the right fielder glaring that ball? Kelly, I assume you rule that an error. But
yeah, I mean, you would because it should have been caught. That's a error with, and then you'd scored a single with error on the, I guess. I don't know. I don't have Game Changer in front of me. I'm not.
You had a tricky one yesterday you were telling Daniel and I about.
Yeah. I was trying to score it. I'd already scored it, and then what happened after I scored it, and I'm trying to undo it, and the game's going on, so I just undid it and did what I did, and then I called you and said, "This is what's going on."
Well, and if anybody's a professional statistician out there, they may know the answer to this. We were debating it that there was a home run hit, and then the batter did not touch home plate, and therefore was tagged out at home for not touching home. And you ruled it a triple.
I ruled it a triple when we picked him off at home because that's all I knew to do in Game Changer.
Right.
On the scorebook, I would have wrote it in. Yeah, we had that, and there's no option for that in Game Changer. And,
yeah.
And I'm looking at Casey and
well, that's where you messed up start with.
Well, no, because, first of all, I'm watching it, and as an umpire, that's my one job is to watch and make sure the player touches home plate,
right.
And he doesn't. And so I immediately start screaming at Colin to get a ball because the ball has went over the fence. And
the ball.
And that's going to be interference on the catcher, so she's going to go get first base.
All right.
The catcher has stuck her glove up. Great call by the umpire to see that. It's actually very hard to see. It's almost you got to hear that because you're looking at the pitch. You're not necessarily looking at the catcher.
And so catcher interference will put Haley Moore on, and Cora Cox now will swing the bat. Cora's going to hit a shot toward shortstop. Oh, shortstop had a moment of indecision. That almost cost her as the ground ball is going to sit down Cox. But both runners move into scoring position, so DeKalb Middle set up with runners at second and third.
And I really wish Coach Jacobs would appeal that because I don't know that first base didn't pull before she caught it, but I don't know. I would have. Watching too much college softball, I would have peeled it.
as that's going to be fouled out of play.
It's okay to ask. I mean, you
Never
can
hurts to ask.
You
yeah.
can ask because that's that home plate umpire's responsibility to watch that first base. And
Right.
I thought she pulled early, but maybe she didn't. I don't know. You can always ask if it's close. I'm asking.
Nothing in one the count. Here's a ball headed toward right. That could be extra bases. It's down. That's a base hit. One run's going to come in to score. 2 runs are going to come in to score. Taylor is in. Moore is in. And all the way to third with a 2-run triple is Caroline Neal. DeKalb Middle's first hit of the ball game, and boy, it's a big one, as that will get the Lady Saints on the board. It's now 10-2 with a runner still at third base and 2 outs on the board. What a nice hit.
Very nice hit. I was hoping it didn't blow foul.
Yeah, no, the wind.
The wind is blowing just right now. And I was like, oh, please don't blow that foul.
And that gets to that sweet spot where the right fielder really has to get after it, and it's right down in that corner. And by the time you get there, she had a chance to turn and make her way down to third base. Nice hit as the count opens up here, 0-1 to Hannah Tobit. And again, the first hit of the day. Second hit of the day, actually, Zoe Ashburn had the first one, as Tobit's going to lace one again foul toward the dugout area. And we'll set it up, no balls and 2 strikes. But a 2-run triple gets DMS on the board and takes out the 10-run rule, if that is a rule, and I think it is on the middle school level. It's now 10-2. Pitch on the way. Tobit slaps it back to the pitcher. It's trouble. One more run's going to come in to score. DMS will add another. And it's now 10-3.
And technically, I think that is scored a hit because of they've put the score on the wrong side.
Yeah, I noticed that. And now they've just added more runs to the wrong side.
But that is technically scored a hit because that is a hot shot back to the pitcher.
Right.
And I kind of think it hit the mound is why it took that goofy bounce on her.
Upon his own to Zoe Ashburn, she swung, though, and it's 0-1. The count opening up here. The leadoff hitter back for her third at-bat, 1 for 2 with a single and a pop-up today. The Lady Saints have put 3 on the board here in this bottom half of the 4th inning. Going to foul that away, and that'll set the count up, no balls and 2 strikes. So a 2-run triple by Caroline Neal and an RBI single by Hannah Tobit. Both those runs are going to go down as unearned. However, all 3 of those runs actually will be unearned. But the DeKalb Middle will take them any way they can, as that's going to be a ball to the outside. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. All these stats, of course, unofficial, but our best guesses anyway. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Tobit down at first base. Now 1 for 2 today for her. And that's going to be called a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You get so excited calling a ball, sometimes I get a little bit confused.
He's doing a really good job
Yes.
of being verbal and calling the balls and strikes.
Pitch upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now full count here to your leadoff hitter, and you've got Kennedy Odom waiting in the on-deck circle.
And on the pitch, the runner on first should be going on the pitch.
Pitch, there she goes. And it's ball 4. Well, they're going to throw to second. It's not like it matters because she's safe. And that'll put runners at first and second. Third walk issued today by Ariana Myers. And, in fact, the previous 2 walks she issued was to this young lady, Kennedy Odom, who's been on base twice. And we're going to have a little conference out at the pitching rubber here. Coach Seagrave will come in to chat with her infield, and pretty sure that, you just want to kind of say, hey, look, we just need 1 out here. 1 out. Let's not let this thing snowball, because all of a sudden DeKalb Middle's got 3 runs aboard, and they've got runners at first and second. They're feeling a little good, and they've got the meat of their order coming up here on top of that.
Well, and she's trying to break DeKalb's momentum, too, slow down, refocus her girls. So it's good time to take a time out. You would like to probably see your catcher do that maybe a bat or 2 ago. Just go out there and talk to the pitcher.
Yep.
It's kind of like that little meme you say, the pitcher says, I'd like for you to come out here and talk to me when things are going good, not all the time when things are going bad.
Right. And so we'll get Odom up. And again, Odom, she's drew a walk in her last 2 at-bats, walked on 4 pitches. In fact, last time she will not walk on 4 pitches this time, as she'll get a called strike on the first pitch, and 0-1 the count. You've got Tobin at second base. You've got Ashburn at first. 10-3. Lady Saints still in business. Ball outside. It'll be ball one. We'll leave things up 1 ball and 1 strike. Maybe she just needed a Snickers.
Maybe.
You know, sometimes you just need a Snickers. 1 ball and 1 strike. Or in your case, a Sweet Tart.
She's wanting being herself.
Swing and a miss as the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count here. Runners first and second. Kennedy Odom at the plate. Again on base twice today by virtue of a walk. Number 3 hitter waits in the on-deck circle. Pitch upstairs, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Odom was the starting pitcher. She's currently the pitcher of record for DeKalb County, but left after 3 innings. And Paisley Taylor took over, swung at 1, chased it, and down she goes. And DeKalb Middle's going to strand 2, 1 at first, 1 at second, but they plate 3 runs in the bottom half of the 4th inning. We head to the top half of the 5th with your score. It is Prescott 10, DeKalb Middle 3. This is DeKalb Middle School Softball on the Blitz Sports Network, and we are presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Unrivaled service and practical advice from Jeff and Grant James at DeKalb County Insurance. With auto, homeowners, life and annuities, property and liability, Medicare supplement, and business policies available. Receive seriously good insurance with great coverage and prices. DeKalb County Insurance is an independent agency that shops multiple carriers, such as Erie, Allstate, Travelers, State Auto, Progressive, and many more. Call today for a quote. DeKalb County Insurance, 615-597-0660.
There's nothing like homegrown. Around here, nothing grows better than local businesses and families. It's because starting on common ground makes things just shoot up. Just look at those neighborhoods and business districts. Around here, it's always growing season.
At First Bank, we share your hometown and your love for our community. That means you get down-to-earth local lenders who get down to business faster. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Headed to the top half of the 5th inning. And it will be batter 7, 8, 9 up for Prescott. Beatty, Crouch, Ramsey to lead off. Paisley Taylor back in the circle for her 2nd inning. Taylor last inning surrendered 5 runs, but none of them were earned. Ground ball headed towards short. Throw to first in time. And a routine ground out, 5-3 put out. Will sit down Beatty for the first out of the inning. Needless to say, DeKalb Middle can't afford to give up any more runs here in this 5th inning.
No, and they can't afford any more errors. They got to play very clean this inning and get back in the dugout, score some more runs.
And count will open up, no balls and a strike here. Crouch going after 1 as Ramsey waits in the on-deck circle. Crouch 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout thus far today. And we're going to look at a called strike, dipping that inside 3rd of the plate, and we'll go to no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2. DeKalb Middle will turn around and play Stone Memorial on Thursday. She'll chase that one about a zone, and that's out number 2. And that's going to be the, I believe, second strikeout for Paisley Taylor. She led off the top half of the 4th with a strikeout. And now the number 9 hitter is Macy Ramsey. Ramsey, though, has been on base twice today. She singled and reached on an error. That pitch way up in the zone will open things up, 1 ball, no strikes. You mentioned people are treating the number 9 hitter more like a second leadoff now, and that's one big change I think we've seen both baseball and softball. That one way up in the zone, but she's going to slap it toward left. Nelson out there is going to make the grab, and that will do it. A quick top half of the 5th inning. We will head to the bottom half of 5 with your score. Prescott 10, DeKalb Middle 3. This is Lady Saints Softball on the Blitz Sports Network, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Just like the excitement of the big game, life is filled with unforgettable moments. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that when the final moment comes, you want to honor those moments with dignity and care. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding solace in a time of grief, our compassionate staff is here to provide the support you need. Trust Love Cantrell Funeral Home to guide you through with respect and professionalism. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
DeKalb Middle will have up the heart of their order. Batters 3, 4, 5. Harrington, Taylor, Fusen. And that's really what you'd like to see at the plate when you're facing a 7-run deficit in the bottom of the final inning. They're going to need some offense.
They need base runners. Got to have, at this point, you don't need home runs. You need base hits. You need to put some stuff together. You need to get Prescott on their heels so you can, and that's a good way to start.
Yep, right back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. And a leadoff single for Presley Harrington. And, boy, you just you hit the nail on the head. And just as you were explaining, that's exactly what they got. A nice hit right up the gut. And it's Harrington aboard to lead things off, and Paisley Taylor in the on-deck circle. I mean, in the batter's box.
I know.
Circle, square, it's all, the same thing. She's going to foul that one back and open the count up, no balls and 1 strike. Taylor with Fusen in the on-deck circle.
And Taylor has home run power. She's had several home runs this year. She can, which would get the girls going.
Oh, yeah.
It's good that Presley's on. Paisley and Presley, woo. It's good that it's good that PK is, I'll just go with her nickname. PK is on first. So if Presley does hit a home run, that's an extra run for them.
You mean Paisley?
Well, yeah, and she
and just
is.
like that, and just like that, 2-run home run. Paisley Taylor drills it to left.
She's trying to give her coach 5, and coach was looking out at the.
And that is a 10-5 ball game on the 2-run home run. So the inning starts off with a base hit by Harrington. Taylor goes deep, and now Aubrey Fusen will step in. 0 for 2 on the day, but some momentum going here as that home run's got everybody going now.
I said, girls play with a lot of emotion. And, you can get them going very easily. Just one little thing, get them going, and that'll help everything out. So hopefully this will get them going.
And what are we talking about here? The umpires, the field ump is?
I have no idea.
And, home plate umpire is going to call out the coaches. And that's why we need a field mic. I need a
For real.
need a mic out there so we can know what's going on. And maybe we'll be let in on the discussion here. I don't know. Coach McGregor
Something
doesn't.
about it looks like something in the outfield, maybe.
Possibly.
But I don't.
Well, we're not going to get an explanation. I was hoping maybe we
might get one from Coach Leslie if she comes back by. But
yeah. But
it had to have been something in the outfield because it was the outfield umpire that had something to say.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, anyway, moving along and going to open things up here. 1 ball, no strikes to Aubrey Fusen. Again, looking for her first hit of the day. Haley Moore waits on deck. She's reached on an error and catcher interference in her 2 at-bats. This one's going to be popped straight up, and it's going to drift over the fence, foul. And the count will even up 1 ball and 1 strike. Thursday's going to be another busy day in DeKalb County sports. West School again at Avery Trace. Middle school back home. Taking on Stone Memorial tomorrow. High school baseball. They go on the road to take on Macon County. Tigerette softball will be home tomorrow. They host White County in a big district game tomorrow. We've been told not to show up because I'm bad luck. So I'm just going to stay home tomorrow. I'm not even going to go watch because I'm probably bad luck at that too. It's a strike there, swing and a miss, and we'll leave it up 2 balls and 2 strikes. When I go to Tigerette games, I fall out of the bleachers. So I do my best now to sit closer to the ground. 2-2 the count. That's in there for the cold strike. And the first out of the inning, as down on strikes goes Fusen. And that will bring up Haley Moore with one out, and the base is now empty. Moore, Cora Cox moves to the on-deck circle. Caroline Neal in the hole as DeKalb heads to the bottom part of their order. Moore ready to swing the bat against Ariana Myers, who's been very solid today, but last couple of innings is that's going to be ball one.
And you look back at this game, had cut down some of the errors. This is probably a tie game to maybe even DeKalb's winning.
Sure.
If you get rid of some of those errors.
Out to right, catch is made as Shanks got up under that. You have to hold your breath there for a second because, again, that sun is...
The sun is brutal. You're looking straight into an afternoon sun directly into the west.
Yeah, you're looking at a yellow sun to find a yellow ball.
Well, the pitchers have been having a hard time getting their calls from even their catchers. They've been covering their eyes to be able to see the signs. So everybody in the field seems to be fighting this sun.
1 ball, no strikes here to Cora Cox. Now Cox is going to lift one out into right field. It's going to make it all the way to the fence. She's going to turn and head towards second. There's going to be a play. She's tagged, and that is the game. That is it. As, oh my, she rounded first, was going to second, and a great throw comes in, and that's going to be your ball game. Prescott is going to win it today by the final count of 10-5 over DeKalb Middle. We'll come back with some final stats and analysis. This is DeKalb Middle Schools softball on the Blitz Sports Network, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that this life is a journey filled with highs and lows. Just as every game has its final whistle, so too does every life have its final moment. When that time comes, Love Cantrell Funeral Home would love the opportunity to earn your trust. We provide compassionate care and professional services to fit your family's financial needs. Love Cantrell Funeral Home has been a proud sponsor of all DeKalb County athletics for over 65 years. Love Cantrell Funeral Home, where love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Are you ready to elevate your commercial space? Look no further than Taylor's Construction. With years of expertise in the industry, Taylor's Construction specializes in all aspects of commercial construction. Whether you're planning a new office or any large-scale project, we've got you covered. Our team excels in drywall installation and metal stud framing, and we ensure precision and quality that meets your highest standards. Ready to start your next project? Don't wait. Call us today and experience the Taylor's Construction difference. Call 615-684-5068.
In a world of bank mergers and acquisitions driven by the bottom line, Wilson Bank and Trust remains focused on serving the community. We're local. We're independent. The people who make decisions and help you at the window are your neighbors and friends. As your local, independent bank, Wilson Bank and Trust takes a personal approach to business by providing customized banking needs while staying committed to serving our communities across Middle Tennessee. Let our team of local banking professionals show you the hometown difference. Wilson Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Back at DeKalb Middle School, 10-5 is your final score as Prescott defeats DeKalb Middle today. Prescott got 1 run in the top of the second, 4 runs top of the third, 5 runs in the top of the fourth inning. DeKalb Middle got 2 runs in the bottom half of the fourth inning and added 3 more runs in the bottom of the fifth, but they come up short today. 10-5 losing pitcher is going to be Kennedy Odom as she started, went 3 innings, allowed 5 earned runs on 7 hits through 3 innings, and had 1 wild pitch. Paisley Taylor came on for 2 innings of relief, allowed 5 runs. None of those were earned on 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a hit batter. Ariana Myers, the winning pitcher, goes the full 5. She allowed 5 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits, struck out 4, and walked 3 in the game. At the plate for DeKalb Middle today, DeKalb Middle gets a single from Zoe Ashburn, goes 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Kennedy Odom goes 0 for 1, drew a pair of walks. Presley Harrington today goes 1 for 3 with a single. Paisley Taylor 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run. Aubrey Fusen 0 for 3. Haley Moore goes 0 for 3, did reach on an error and catcher interference. Cora Cox goes 1 for 3 with a single. Unfortunately, was out at second base trying to turn a single into a double. Caroline Neal goes 1 for 2 with a 2-run triple. And Hannah Tobit goes 1 for 2 today with an RBI single. 9 hits on the day for Prescott. The big day belonging to Ariana Myers. She goes 3 for 3 with a pair of home runs and 5 total RBI. So all around today, Myers has a great game, Kelly, as she gets it done in the pitching circle, getting the win. And then anytime you can hit 2 home runs in a game, that's a pretty good day at the office.
She was seeing the ball very well today. She had good control over her pitches. She didn't have a whole lot of wild pitches or anything like that. So she did a really good job of controlling what she could control of the game. I think they did have a couple errors, but, I mean, she kept the ball down. She did give up the home run to Paisley, but Paisley's one of those batters. She's going to get – if you get it anywhere near the plate, she's probably going to hit a home run.
Yep.
She just sees the ball so well. So, but she did a really good job in the circle. Errors will kill you anytime, so just got to clean up the game a little bit.
10-5, the final score. The Lady Saints will drop to 7-8 overall in the season, 7-4 in conference play, as they will drop a game behind, or 2 games behind now. Prescott, who is in 4th place, DeKalb Middle holding down that number 5 spot. Hey, don't forget, Lady Saints will be back home tomorrow to take on Stone Memorial in another big conference game. DeKalb West Schools, we mentioned, will be at Avery Trace tomorrow. High school baseball on the road tomorrow as they travel to Macon County. Tigerette softball will be home tomorrow to take on White County. It's a busy sports Thursday. The weather's going to be beautiful. Don't forget Good Friday. I know Tiger baseball is going to be on the road coming up on Friday. Going to Sequatchie County. It's Easter weekend coming up. Kelly, we'll go ahead and throw out there that we will not have a DC Blitz show this Saturday morning due to the holiday weekend and everybody making plans, and I hope you're making plans as well to enjoy time with family. Go to your favorite place of worship, of course, with it being a very holy weekend, and we encourage you to get out and to go to your place of worship this weekend. And Kelly, thank you for joining me today. Enjoyed it, we'll try it again sometime.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll thank our producer, Daniel Leslie, for Kelly Piper, and for the Blitz Sports Network. I'm Tom Duggan saying so long today from DeKalb Middle.